But let's take a look at what you are saying. It's a part of a show where we walk through your comments across social media. And of course, Jeffrey joins me to do this one. What a day, Jeffrey.
Yeah, a day we're all looking at as to what will happen as we get into the main day. It just got started. We understand that the labor union, of course, they are going on with their strike protest, I should say. But let's remember that they said this protest is a precursor. If the government doesn't act right in their words, perhaps what they mean is 2023 agreement, that they are a 15-point resolution or agreement. If the government doesn't comply with all of those agreements, then what will happen after this protest will be, we've tried, then we will embark on an indefinite strike action. But the TUC is not in the same boat with them. So that is where the challenge is. So let's see how this plays out. That we're on ground at all places as much as possible to see how this is playing out across your city. Are they complying? If you have videos, of course, send it to us. We'll amplify your voice. But let's see what you're saying on X whilst we're tracking exactly what's happening around the country with the protests. This is for the hunger protest that we've been seeing occurring. We saw one yesterday, I think in Benin City. In Lagos, Osun, and across board. So this person says, hunger has no tribe, region, or religion. All Nigerians are in it together. That's why I keep emphasizing that politics is gone. What remains is governance. For good governance to thrive, all hands must be on deck. All should join in salvaging, I guess that's what he wanted to say, the country. I pray PBAT, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, succeeds.
Well, Revolution Now, MG on X, also has this to say. But this is targeted at some of the, what people have perceived as the source of some of our economic decisions. It says fuel subsidy removal, floating of the naira, and other IMF policies remain the primary source of unprecedented hardship in the country. And the IMF has come under a lot of flack of late, particularly for some of the advices it has given the country. In fact, there had to be some sort of clarification recently again from the quarter. So, which way forward? That's what Revolution Now has to say.
IMF has always been on flack for a long time. Even during the structural adjustment program, people say, oh, why would we listen to them? Well, as I say, sometimes these issues are not as straight as possible. Edolite says, when there is an increase in the price of fuel and electricity, we know where to go and who to vent our anger on. A hungry man is a very angry man. The earlier this unnecessary increase in food items is solved, the better for Nigeria.
You know how Nigerians have a way of just infusing some humor. I mean, we're talking about the situation of the economy and someone just drops a comment and we chuckle for a moment and then face the issues. Well, that's what T.A. Bud on X is doing this morning. By the way, this particular post is a mixture of English and Yoruba. So it says, Nigeria will be better by Friday. Goes on to say, Okweju, Saturday. That's essentially saying, well, it might be Saturday. Then he now says, Awarireri, which means, well, even if it doesn't get better on Saturday, it will get better on Sunday, and ends by saying Elo for Kombala, which means put your mind at rest. So, hey, that's just another way.
Just another way to look at the situation. And we like it. We just have to look for a way to be happy.
Yeah, but I'm glad we're saying that Nigeria will get better. But the issues, just not sure when.
Yeah, we don't know when, but we hope this is resolved.
And it's getting better progressively.
We hope this is resolved. So this is coming from Ziki, says, we say no to the impoverishment of Nigerians. We reject insensitive policies that have reduced the welfare of the people to nothingness. We say no to the rising cost of food, education, and living in Nigeria.
And quite a lot, really, that you're saying about this. But the focus is on end hunger. I don't know if you saw some videos from, I think it was in Yaba, where the customs was trying to...
Yes, I heard there were casualties. I understand. If I stand to be correct. I think they were supposed to pay 10,000 to get some product or commodity, and then the number of people. I don't know whether it was a stampede or...
It was a stampede. That's what the statement said.
But this is always the challenge when you are setting out for such initiative. You should know this can happen. And then you plan for it. So this, for me, is inexcusable. People shouldn't die trying to get food to eat. It's not acceptable.
Indeed.
But the customs, I'm sure they have an explanation.
Well, they did say that they had the police and other security agents. They even had, well, some sort of health provision, ambulances on board. But sadly, that happened. There's more, actually, that you're saying. And this one is from Femi Low-Key. Femi is not low-key this morning. Says, may God bless us with leaders that will not subject its citizens to begging and save us from those who weaponize poverty to stay in power.
Legal Eagle, D_Legal Eagle says, let's start holding our governors accountable. What measures is your governor implementing to alleviate the severity of Nigeria's economic challenges? I agree totally. And I have slightly more money or some major more money. Let's then put it to use, because people ask the increase or the subsidy money, where is it going to? They shared it amongst themselves, tiers of government. I'll continue to say the 3 tiers of government, they shared it among themselves. So it's not the federal government alone, the states and the local government. I think I need to get that directory from budget where you can go and find out exactly what amount came to your local government comes to your local government every month.
Yeah.
So you can look at that chairman in the face with tinted cars and say, okay, calm down, explain. It's as simple as that. That is if the governors allow them to use the money, by the way.
That'll be the day. But that's not all that is trending really this morning. The Oronsaye report is also big on the news. The fact that we've had to wait how many years
12.
now? 12 years. Well, the committee started its work 2011. The report came out 2012. And ever since, we've had government releasing white paper, another white paper, raising committees and the rest. Well, yesterday, FEC gave some sort of approval. Not the full thing, but at least a major part of the Oronsaye report. So this is what you are saying about that as FEC approves implementation of Oronsaye report to merge agencies. Emmanuel Adeagbo on X as well says that President Tinubu's decision to merge agencies of government is really a big step, is what you say, to cutting the cost of governance, especially as we have a lot of them performing overlapping roles. Now it's time for Nigerians to ask for the abolition of bicameralism. One parliament is enough.
And let's put it on record. I think I also saw some videos. This is not the first time governors or presidents are attempting this. It started with President Goodluck Jonathan.
Yes.
It's like every government from Jonathan to Muhammadu Buhari now to President Bola Tinubu tried to implement it in piecemeal, directly or indirectly, because I even heard him saying he's going to change some structures and all of that during President Muhammadu Buhari's time, when he asked them to review the white paper and see what can be implemented.
Nothing came out of that.
Nothing came out of it.
Another community was raised, yes, but nothing came out.
Nothing came out. So let's see how this will be done. This looks like action now, and let's hope it works. President Tinubu's merger, is that the one I'm supposed to read? Yes. Abayomi Adebayo says President Tinubu's merger of agencies is commendable, but I pray it's more than just a symbolic gesture on paper. This will inflate the operational costs of the new host, since the size will increase. Similar approach should be applied to cabinet for optimal efficiency.
Absolutely. I know some are saying, did you say nothing came out of it? Okay, a committee came out of it. Is that fair enough? Is that what you want to hear? A committee came out of it. White papers came out of it, but implementation did not come out of this. This next one is from Edoyakulo, which, by the way, I should say is Olukayode spelled backwards, just in case you're wondering what Edoyakulo is. That's the handle of Mr. Dipo right there. Says that will be good, talking about the Oronsaye report implementation as recommended, but let's see if it will be selective implementation or outright audio adoption.
Well, there's highlighted some of the things that they will do. If you look at that report, the federal government in their white paper rejected a lot of things. Reject, noted, accept. So there are a few accept. So it's a report you can go see for yourself. It's a public document. So get to see whether the NEMA will now be in the other agency. So some will be subsumed. Literally, now you're not good enough to be an agency. You're consuming money. Let's take you back as a department within the ministry. So all of that. But no fears, civil servants, your job is safe according to the federal government. But the whole idea is to cut costs and improve efficiency in the system. Let's see how it plays out. That's the question. This is Eric says, kudos to President Tinubu for taking a bold step towards real change by ordering the full implementation of the Oronsaye report. He's demonstrating a commitment to action, not just words. Let's make this a turning point for progress and a brighter future. And when I see this, there are reports lying down, gathering dust that can change this country. Oronsaye reports, Justice Uwe's report on electoral reform, and the 2014 confab.
That's a big one.
You just pick up those documents and see the richness of some of the ideas that came from it. And you know that we don't have political will in some spaces. All right.
Oh, there you go. Those are some of the things you're saying. I'll just take this one, maybe to amplify some of the skepticism that people are sharing. And this is from Advocacy for Good Governance, saying, how many presidents are implementing this same report, please? Jonathan implemented it, well, not quite, and that's what we're saying. Buhari implemented it, not quite again.
They attempted.
And now Tinubu is implementing the same report. Just to say it's the process. They have 12 weeks to go on this one, so they're still the process.
2 months,
Tell
2
me,
weeks.
which country will take Nigeria serious with this kind of audio implementations? I know we'll get it right one day, but the big question is this the day we'll begin to turn the tide? Well, those are some of the comments we have for you. Don't forget to keep sending them in. Hashtag CTV Morning Brief. Or you can just send us your questions, comments on WhatsApp. The numbers, you see them on your screen during the course of a program. What we'll do now is head over back to the main set as we have an all-important conversation which you do not want to miss. It's the day of protests by the NLC. We're joining our correspondents across the country and having a conversation on the demands of labor. Jeffrey,
exactly.
ready for this?
We're ready for this. So we'll meet you on the other side.